Saseni. Hi, my name is Jam, and we're here to talk about the Real Houses of Durban Season 3, Episode 5. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, support a bitch.
Support me, bitch!
It starts off with Jojo and Maria. So Maria is going to visit Jojo at her house, rather at her estate. Let me tell you something. If Jojo was not such a racist, I would live for Jojo. Jojo is just like the perfect housewife. The perfect rich, delusional, out of touch. Jojo is the perfect housewife. Maria gets there and she's like, I came here to relax and I'm sweaty and I'm hot, but let's see, there's a golf course, that means we're driving around. So they get there and George is like, listen, my parents moved out, I want to show you around the estate. See guys, we show you around the apartment and it's like 2 minutes. Ta 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 ta. Them, bruh, estate, that's like a whole hour you're driving around. They were driving, they even have a lake. They have a lake. Man. In our continent. Anyway, they drive around and then they chill somewhere. And they start talking. And they talk about one thing they really do have in common. Which is what? Plastic surgery. Because you know Maria, her lips are like, her boobs are like, I'm not saying she doesn't look okay. She does. She looks okay. So Jojo wants to get some ass, so she needs some fat to put in her ass, but she had a liposuction, so the bitch doesn't have a lot of fat to put in her ass. And then Maria's like, can't you just find someone else to do it for you? And I was like, can you do that? Can you use someone else's fat? Can you? And Jojo's like, all her friends are skinny. Well, you have Nonku. Nonku has an ass. Nonku has a big ass. I'm pretty sure she can share some fat. And she's like, so okay, all my friends are skinny, and that the doctor says that she needs to gain some weight so that they can take that out and put it in her ass. So she's like, no, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that all over again. I don't need to gain weight all over again. Maria says that she's also as bad as Jojo when it comes to plastic surgery. And I was like, yeah, we can see. Because they were like, they have fillers around their eyes. Because Maria is like, my eyes are sunken, so I need the fillers. And Jojo's like, yes, I need them too. So I can see Maria say she's just as bad as Jojo. They're obsessed with plastic surgery. Oh, my baby Mbali is back. My baby Mbali is, I love Mbali. Mbali and Sane meet up. Apparently Sane called Mbali and is like, yo, can we meet up and talk? I guess the ladies don't want to film with Sane. Sarisha doesn't want to film with her. Annie doesn't want to film with her. Jojo doesn't want to film with her. Nonku doesn't want to film with her. And that's more than half of the cast. And if half of the cast don't want to film with you, you have no check. Sometimes you have to look at the check. You have to check your rudeness and look out for your bag, but you didn't. So now people don't want to film with you. You have to beg someone like Mbali. You have to talk to someone like Mbali so that people can film with you. Mbali comes in, they say their highs, and Sani just goes to him. So I haven't seen the girls in a while. They're not inviting me to anything. So what are they saying about me? And Bali stops her right there like, that's what we're not going to do is gossip. Bali was like so respectful. I was shocked. And the thing that even shocked me even more is Sane was not defensive the way she usually is. Like I think Mbali, when Mbali talks, you're just like listening. You just don't you're not listening to attack. You're listening to listen. So Mbali was like, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to come and tell you who said what or who said this. This is what I'm going to tell you. You're unlikable. You are rude. You're attacking people. what you did to Londi was not right. And then so, Mali in the confession like she's very rude and she needs to be disciplined. I said there goes Mali again with the word discipline. You remember when she told Nonku, Sarisha needs to be disciplined. She said it now. I said Sane is rude and she needs to be disciplined. Mali tells Annie, Sane, your anger issues make you bitter, and you don't have to be bitter, and especially attack mode every time you're with the women. Because if someone says something to Sane, Sane is just automatically insulting them or trying to rile them up or something. So Mbali was like, hurt people. So at least if you tone it down, and then people can be able to talk to you. Sane in the confession is like, do I owe every lady an apology? Not everyone. No, she said no. Sane, if you want to film with this group, you gotta humble yourself a little bit. You have to humble yourself a little bit, because if not, no one's going to film with you. And if if someone is not filming with you, you're not getting paid. Mbali just gave a good advice. Stop attacking people. Stop being rude. Immediately you meet people, there has to be conflict. It doesn't have to be like that, Sunny. We don't want drama every single time. That's one thing I usually say. Housewives, it has to be a balance. This dinner can be dramatic, but let the lunch be calm. But if it's dramatic, people get bored of the show. The cast get bored also. Can't be drama every single time. I'm pretty sure it's draining also. Slee goes to a spiritual mentor's house and says she needs guidance and advice about what's going on in her life. They say her hellos, they pray, and then she starts talking about that she's being tested. At the moment, she's being tested. And basically she's saying that Annie and Nonku and Jojo are testing her. The spiritual guy gave her good advice for someone who doesn't like to hold grudges. But for someone who likes to hold grudges, that this is not your advice. This is really not your advice. And don't hold a grudge against these ladies, and also forgive them. For your own good, forgive them. Slee Confessional says that she will forgive Jojo and Nonku for her own good. I wouldn't, and I love Nonku, but I wouldn't forgive. Like I said, this advice was for people who do not like conflict and people who don't hold grudges. If you hold grudges and like conflict, this advice was not for you. Jojo and Calvin, Boo. So Jojo's watching a movie, Calvin comes in with some drinks, and they start talking. And guess what they're talking about? The Slee situation again. Jojo asked Calvin, listen, what happened? I think she wanted Calvin to repeat it again on camera. So just in case they didn't catch the first one, they caught the second one. Calvin says the same thing. Slee said she's single and she'd like me to hook her up with someone rich. Nonku comes in while they were talking, and Nonku had hooked me up tattoo guy, and Nonku thought she wanted Calvin to hook her up with the tattoo guy. So Calvin says the same thing that he said the first time. Nonku is at her house and Sia comes over. I think Sia is her life coach. Sia is really cute. Sia is a handsome man. I love his dreads. I really love his dreads. So Sia comes over and they start talking. And Nonku is gushing about the Zulu man. Domi. I just have to stop calling him Zulu guy. She's talking about Domi. She's blushing. She's glowing. She's happy. But one thing Nonku says is that she's not ready for marriage. Like, she's cool right now with what's going on. She even bought me a car, but she's really not ready for marriage, which is understandable. You guys have been dating for 2-3 months now, so it's understandable. Sarisha and Maria finally meet up. I guess Maria finally got at what she wanted from Sarisha. Am I pissed that they didn't show us what Sarisha thought of Maria saying all these things? Because this clip that they were showing us now, I didn't trust it. Like I said, there was something that must have been going on, and now Sarisha's just like, it's fine, let's meet up and talk. So Sarisha says that she has heard of Maria, but she knows her by another name. And Maria says, yes. But when I got married, because she got married to a Greek guy, when I got married to a Greek guy, their religion is really, their religion is very important. So I had to get baptized before getting married, and I had to change my name. Sarisha throws shade like, here I am married and I haven't changed my name. But Sarisha, you're married to an Indian. She explained that she's married to a Greek guy. So it's not the same. So Maria starts talking about Sane, and I think Maria was like, yo, we should give Sane a chance. Same thing Bali was saying, that they should give she will talk to the ladies to give Sane another chance. So of course Maria had to tell Sarisha, because Sarisha is one of the people who are like, I do not want this lady around us anymore. Annie and her husband. Let me tell you something. Can I be honest? Can I be honest? I think Annie and her husband sat down and decided this season we're going to shoot so many clips of us being lovey-dovey that the doubts people had of us last season are going to try and just disappear. If you remember last season, the time they went to the park, someone asked Annie about her husband and if they're sure they're happy, and her husband is in the streets, and Annie was quiet. Everybody knows Annie to be this loud, opinionated, defensive, strong woman, but Annie was quiet. Everybody was like, yes, your man is in the streets. Like, that's what they made it seem like. And also the social media comments, it's like it has really affected Annie. If you don't see the change in her behavior, those comments have been affecting Annie. So I do feel like her and Happy sat down and was like, we have to put out this front, like we're really happy together. I'm not saying they're not happy together, but I feel like that's what they're trying to show us. Because I swear, every time they sit down and talk, the husband looks rehearsed. That's how I feel. It looks really rehearsed. It does. But the dinner was cute. They had a dinner, and she said that they're going to be going to Dubai from Wednesday to Friday, and she's like, nope, the traveling time alone, we're not doing that. So they're planning a trip to Dubai, and they're going to be communicating more. Like I said, it looked rehearsed. Maria, Slee, and Sarisha meet up. So Maria and Sarisha are at the bar and they're waiting for Slee. Slee comes over, and let me tell you, Slee has dyed her hair blonde. Jesus Christ, that woman is gorgeous. Slee is beautiful. Slee is breathtaking. Slee is gorgeous. Slee is just, I don't know how that man left Slee. Slee is just a beautiful lady. They go, Slee comes over, they go sit down. And as soon as they sit down, Slee asks Maria, so how is Jojo as a friend? Because to me, she's really horrible. Maria is obviously on Jojo's side. It's like, Maria's like, Jojo is a nice person. Once Jojo likes you, Jojo likes you. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. And Slay's like, yeah, because I'm getting mixed reactions from her. What mixed reactions are you getting, Slay? Because Jojo, the only thing I've seen, Jojo does not like you. There is no mixed reaction. Jojo just doesn't like you. Maria asks Slee, do you think Nonku is influencing Jojo? Because they are friends, and Nonku, there's a way Nonku introduced you to her, and maybe that's why Jojo feels some type of way about you. And Slee said, I think they influence each other. They're trying to pin everything on Nonku, and wrong road.
Wrong road. Wrong road.
So for Maria to say that Nonku is influencing Jojo, what do you mean? She's not. Slee said that she did say those things. And Jojo's like, oh, you say that? Fine. So Jojo has a right to be like, oh, she said some things about me and I don't like her. But you saying that Nonku is the one who's influencing Jojo? Nah, come on, it's not right. So Maria tells Jojo, was Jojo there during the conversation between you and Calvin? No. Was Nonku there? Slee says, no, Nonku was also not there. Nonku was also not there. So why is it I'm hearing from Nonku what you say to Calvin? Why is Nonku going around saying what you say to Calvin if she wasn't there? Maria keeps saying that Nonku is the one bringing up this Slee and Calvin thing, but it's not Nonku who brought it up. Calvin and Jojo were the first people to talk about it, and then Jojo asked Nonku. Nonku is not the one who's bringing it up. In fact, Nonku has not brought this story up on camera until Slee asked her. Nonku has not brought it up on camera. So they're saying Jojo is reacting to what Nonku is saying. No, Jojo is reacting to what her husband is saying. Jojo is reacting to what Calvin is saying about the situation with him and Slee. She's not reacting to what Nonku is saying. And she keeps saying this. You guys are the ones who just want to listen, but you want to put the blame on Nonku and not put the blame on Jojo. Jojo is the one who reacts a certain type of way. Her man doesn't even care about this story, but Jojo took it upon herself to care. So this has nothing to do with Nonku. And you guys are making a mistake. You guys are making a mistake. Maria, you're making a mistake. Just because now you're friends with Sarisha, think you think you can come for Nonku? Maria, my dear, wrong choice. Jojo is hosting a jacuzzi party just for the three ladies, Annie, her, and Nonku. So as soon as Annie gets to the door, she sees a green fence and it's like, oh, what's going on there? And then Jojo said that they're having some renovations, and she's like, we're getting an indoor pool, a heated indoor pool, a boxing room, a bigger walk-in closet. Like they're doing some big renovations. Even Annie's like, they said it will cost like 6 to 8 million. Like that's a whole house. I'm like, what does Calvin do? Because that is a huge sum of money, and that is a lot for it. And Annie's like, she just doesn't have an issue with Nonku. They're just not friends. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes you just don't have to click. You really don't have to click. And Nonku and Annie don't click. Because what Annie expects from Nonku, she'll never get. And what Nonku expects from Annie, she'll never get. Nonku is like, Annie, I know you're a softie and I know you have a fragile heart. Do I think Annie has a fragile heart? No. Do I feel like Annie is a softie? It depends with who you are. Annie is a softie. Depends with who you are. They start talking about Slee. And one thing I like about Annie, she's not going to talk bad about you if she doesn't know you that well, or if you're really her friend. She'll not talk bad about you. So Jojo and Nonku are at it saying Slee is is an ass kisser. She's kissing Sarisha's ass. Slee is a liar. Slee likes to throw jabs at Nonku. And apparently Slee has said some words in front of Nonku's daughter that Nonku doesn't like. Like the way she addresses Nonku in front of her daughter. Nonku is not with him. Jojo says that they call her Balenciaga, right? And like that was funny. That was funny, but okay. Jojo also says that when they had a meeting, Slee said that she would have put her hands on Jojo, and the way Jojo said it was like this Slee was coming out of nowhere, acting like Slee was coming out of nowhere, saying that no, Jojo, she said that because you were being out of control, standing up and talking to her like she can't whoop your ass. That's why Slee said that. It just didn't come out of nowhere. Maria and Jojo are meeting up at Sarisha's house. Remember, Maria and Sarisha want to talk to Jojo about this Nonku thing and what's going on. So Maria arrives first and then Jojo comes in last. They give themselves each other a hug. And the first thing Maria asks Jojo when she sits down is, oh, so I heard you started drinking. And I was like, Jojo doesn't drink. Jojo acts like this and she's sober. What if she's drinking? How will Jojo act? But I do remember Jojo saying that she doesn't drink. Now to come to think of it, I remember her saying something like that. And I'm like, guy, Jojo, what if you do drink? How are you gonna act like that? If when you're sober, this is your normal behavior. But when you're what about when you're drunk? People will lose it, right? So they start talking about Slee, and Jojo's like, oh my god, my whole existence in this group is about Slee. And it's true, we're also tired of this story of you, Slee, Calvin, what he said, what she said, and all these things. So these two non-black women, I'm sorry, because I felt like this was not necessary. Sarisha and Maria, they're talking to Annie and telling Annie, Nonku is influencing you, thinking that Slee said these things to Calvin. What these ladies are not understanding, and I don't know if Jojo has told them, the person even saying it is Calvin is not Nonku. So are you saying Nonku also influenced Calvin to say this? So now you want Nonku to be blamed for everything. Nonku is saying this, Nonku is talking about Slee, Nonku is making up this story that Calvin is saying, but no one wants to hold Calvin then accountable, because if Nonku is lying, then Calvin is also lying. I don't like Jojo, but I like how Jojo defended Nonku. It's like, come on, Nonku is telling me the same thing my husband is telling me. Who do you want me to believe? And then Slee is not being truthful. Mara, Slee saying, oh, I said this, oh, I didn't say this, this is what I said. Slee is also not being straight. Slee also has changed her story. And I was thinking, Slee, if you say this, what's the problem? Everybody wants a hookup. What's the problem? Sarisha said that Slee is so in love, so there is no way she could have said those words. And is Slee dating? And we don't know. Is Slee dating? And Sarisha, how do you know that Slee is not lying? Because you guys are really trying to throw Nonku under the bus. But how do you know that Slee is not lying? Because even Calvin has said the same thing Nonku is saying. Come on, you can't just say Nonku is the problem, is the cause of all problems. Because that's what Sarisha said, that Nonku is the problem. You guys better learn. You guys have not learned. Every time people come for Nonku, the fans end up being on Nonku's side. So the last segment is Nonku talking to Notile, her daughter, and telling her that she wants to introduce her to someone. So two people are coming and she wants to introduce her. And Notile is like, who? Nonku tells her it's a man, so I want to introduce her. Mom Queen comes in, and what the hell is she wearing? I saw the things Nonku's mom wears sometimes. Mama Nonku, the things she wears sometimes, it's outrageous. Dumi comes with his daughter. His daughter is adorable, and his daughter is 15 years old. So they sit down, and then they end up switching seats so that Notile can switch opposite Dumi's daughter, and then Mom Queen ends up sitting opposite Dumi, because Dumi is next to, of course, Nonku. And of course, Mom Queen starts with the stories. What do you do? What do you do? Dumi says that he's in construction, and I was like, okay, if you're in construction, yeah, maybe he does have money like that, so we can't judge him. And I think because of all the questions, Dumi was like, oh, you're gonna have a car also, just like Nonku. And Mom Queen is happy, I am getting a car. You know, African moms, if you treat them right, I swear, if you treat African moms right, even if you're in the wrong, she'll tell the daughter, can you try and reconcile with your husband? I don't care what your husband did, go reconcile with that man. Most Africans moms are like that. She continues to ask questions, and Dumi is like, he lost his mom when he was so young, and his dad, so he wants a family with Nonku. He wants to build like a big family. But the thing is, right now I don't think you guys can have children together. I'm not saying they can't have it, but I don't think that's where their headspace is at. So that would just mean combining your family with Nonku's family. And you know, Dumi is a traditional guy, because it's like, I want us to live in the village. Nonku's like, Mina, live in the village. Never. Not in a million years. It's like, yes, not everyone can handle the village. Mom Queen continues to ask, do you go to church? Dumi is like, no, but I pray. I understand. Sometimes the church is a scam, so I understand that 100%. And then Dumi is like, I've been to jail. Mom Nonku is like, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? At least he's honest. And I'm telling you, as soon as Dumi said, I'm buying you a car, anything Dumi says, Mama Nonku will be like, do not worry, we forgive you, do not worry, you're not the first person to go to jail. That's how she was going to be. The episode ends there, and we're going to see how Nonku and Dumi, like I said, I saw them on their Instagram post, they're still together. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.